Come on, let's fight. I mean, anyone.
This Brazilian is one of the most dominant athletes of all time in women's jiu-jitsu. Even among male fighters, few can boast of the number of titles and awards she has received in this form of martial arts. She is a 9-time world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 11-time champion in Pan Jiu-Jitsu, and a 4-time world champion in submission fighting. We are talking about Gabi Garcia. This talented martial artist is endowed with phenomenal natural abilities that could force many men to surrender. At 6 foot 2 inches and weighing 209 pounds of pure muscle, the Brazilian terrified her opponents even before the fight began. Gabi won the vast majority of her important jiu-jitsu tournaments before earning her 3rd-degree black belt. Garcia also built a short but successful career in mixed martial arts, where she remained undefeated.
Punches there by Garcia.
Gabi's MMA debut took place on the last day of 2015 at the Rizin Fighting World Grand Prix 2015 Izanomai tournament in Japan. Her opponent was the German-born Tongan-American professional wrestler, Lady Tapa. Though the fight was close, Gabi appeared to be more powerful than her American rival. Seconds later, Gabi rushed to the attack and ran into a hard left hook that knocked her down. Tapa wanted to finish off her opponent, but Garcia got up and survived. She came to her senses, and after a short pause, she began to put pressure on Tapa. She hit Tapa in the head with several blows and surprisingly did not rush to finish her off. Gabi continued to lead the fight and again carried out successful attacks with her fists. Lady Tapa missed an incoming left hook, and then a right back fist from the Brazilian sent her to the floor of the ring. After a series of finishing blows, the referee intervenes and stops the fight in the 3rd minute of the 1st round. After a rough start to the fight, Gabi Garcia won a spectacular victory in her debut fight under the rules of MMA.
We'll be back with more Rizin after this.
Here's how it happened. Got Lady Tapa moving back.
3.5 months later, Gabi entered the ring under the Rizin banner against the Russian athlete Anna Malyakova. It was the Russian's 2nd fight under the MMA rules, and like Garcia, she won in her debut. The size difference between the fighters was immediately apparent. After the first attack, Garcia knocked Malyakova down, and Gabi immediately took up a full mount position. It was very hard for Anna to survive under the hail of ground and pound, and she defended herself as best as she could. In the 2nd round, the Brazilian immediately took the center of the ring and, without hesitation, had a successful takedown. And at the beginning of the 3rd minute, Garcia performs an armbar and Malyakova surrenders. This was Gabi's 2nd early victory in her career. After this fight, the Russian did not fight again. In September 2016, Garcia returned to the ring to face American Muay Thai boxer Destiny Yarbrough. It was the 2nd fight for the American. Destiny started the fight first with a good low kick. Garcia attempted a takedown, but Yarbrough defended against the pass and showed good footwork. Now Destiny tried to land a takedown herself, but Gabi prevented it.
Well, the natural thought here is yes, right there, the overhand. Even trying for a takedown yet, and she looks to be really just working her standing.
The Brazilian attacked and pulled Destiny to the ground. At first, she showed a good series of punches from the back from side control, including knee strikes. Yarbrough rolled over and landed a good hammer fist on Garcia's jaw. From side control, Gabi tried to force Destiny to submit using an Americana hold, then got into a full mount and brought the match to an end. In the 3rd minute, Destiny Yarbrough tapped out. It was Gabi's 3rd early victory. Yarbrough had one more fight and hung up her gloves with a record of 2-1. 3 months later, Gabi Garcia fought again in Japan. This time her rival was the local athlete Yumiko Hara. The Japanese fighter was almost 18 years older than Gabi, but was a multiple world wrestling champion and had a 5-4 mixed martial arts record. Hata decided to put on a show and began performing wrestling elements where the fighter pushes off the ropes to gain momentum. After the third such move, Gabi caught Yumiko and slowed her down a bit with a left hook. Yumiko missed a knee to the head and then a powerful knee to the chest. Garcia unleashed a hail of punches on her opponent. Hata fell and Gabi finished her off with several more punches. At 41 seconds, Gabi Garcia got her fourth early victory in a row. Yumiko Hata did not enter the ring after this defeat.
Gabi Garcia.
Garcia's next opponent was the Russian Oksana Gogloeva, for whom it was her debut in mixed martial arts. She was a multiple champion of Russia in boxing and grappling. The fight ended before it really even started. Gogloeva started the round with a jab and then threw out an overhand. Gabi defended herself and accidentally jabbed her fingers in her opponent's eye. The fight lasted only 14 seconds and was declared a no contest. After this fight, Oksana Gogloeva no longer performed according to the rules of MMA. It turned out that in 1 month, Gabi had 2 fights with the status of no contest. One in the MMA and one in shoot boxing. This was the only boxing match that Gabi performed. The next time Garcia entered a fight was not under the banner of Rizin, but the cage of the Road FC 047 tournament in Beijing, China, in May of 2018. Her opponent was another Russian fighter, Veronika Futina. It was Veronica's debut in mixed martial arts, though she was a multiple world champion in hand-to-hand combat. After the bell, Veronika began testing Gabi with a jab. Gabi responded with a good series of punches. Futina tried to close the distance and hit the body well with a right cross. Gabi countered successfully with a combination of a low kick and straight punches. She pinned the Russian to the cage, landed several solid knee strikes, and performed a successful takedown. The Brazilian immediately took a full mount position and turned on her hard ground and pound. Futina rolled over, but Gabi did not let go and tried to use a Kimura first, and then went to a rear naked choke. In the 4th minute of the first round, Veronika Futina tapped out in surrender. It was her first and last MMA fight, and Garcia got another early victory in the first round. 7.5 months later, Gabi entered the ring of the Rizin 14 tournament against fellow countrywoman Barbara Nepomuceno. Barbara was a kickboxer with an impressive 69-4 amateur record and a 3-1 professional kickboxing record. But in mixed martial arts, it was her debut. At the very beginning of the round, Nepomuceno hit with a tight right overhand. Gabi swiftly responded with a series of punches. Nepomuceno still tried to get closer to her opponent with the help of an overhand, but Gabi extinguished her attacks. Garcia performed a takedown and swiftly obtained a submission using the Americana hold from side control. It was an unsuccessful debut of Barbara Nepomuceno, and she has not yet returned to the world of MMA. And Gabi Garcia won the 6th victory in a row and remained an undefeated fighter. After this fight, Gabi Garcia no longer competed under the rules of MMA. In 2021, she announced that she was retiring from the IBJJF competition entirely. Garcia, though, is regarded as one of the most successful athletes of all time in the women's black belt division of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and is a member of the IBJJF Hall of Fame. Her dominance almost immediately shifted to the highest level of professional jiu-jitsu competition, and she quickly became known as the Queen of the heaviest weight class. If you enjoyed this video, please like, leave your comments, and don't forget to press the bell to avoid missing the next video. And if you're not subscribed, please do so right now. See you next time in the ring.